Dear boomers, welcome back to the channel where we honor the wisdom of aging, the beauty of emotion, and the sacred truth of our inner journey. And today we're going to talk about another Rumi quote, which says, "Grief can be the garden of compassion. If you keep your heart open through everything, no exceptions, your pain can become your greatest ally in your life's search for love and wisdom." This is a heart centered invitation to turn towards grief, not as a curse, but as a doorway to a spectacular lesson that we need to learn, obviously. Um, what does it mean for grief to become a garden? Grief, in its rawest form, feels like devastation, especially when it first happens. But Rumi reminds us within that devastation, something can bloom if we allow it. A garden is a place of nurturing, it is a place of quiet transformation and of patience. But before it blooms, it must be tilled and it must be watered and it must be attended to, just like our sorrow must be. If we bury grief and it never tends to grow, it never tends to um, bear fruit, and it nothing grows. It's like it becomes a barren piece of land. But if we sit with it and we honor it, it speaks to us as a memento of truth, and we create fertile soil, which we can grow all kinds of beautiful things in that fertile soil. When we have to keep our heart open through grief, and that's the challenge, and it bears quite a lot of miracles too. Most of us want to shut down when pain strikes. We want to deny it. We want to turn away from it. We armor ourselves. We isolate. But that armor is the block, and it blocks the very healing that we crave. The heart, even when broken, is still a vessel of wisdom. And when it remains open, it doesn't just survive pain, it transforms it. And think of the times you felt deep pain, and because of it, you softened to someone else's suffering. And if it wasn't for that pain, your heart would not have opened in a compassionate way. You listen more when this kind of thing happens, you forgive more easily, and that is compassion blooming within your heart. Um, Rumi says your pain can become your greatest ally, for all the reasons we just said. What if we stopped resisting grief and started partnering with it? Grief teaches what the intellect cannot teach us. It shows us what truly matters. It dissolves our false identities. It strips us down. And what's left is often our most authentic self. In this way, grief can guide us, and it shows us the depth of our love, the reality of impermanence, and the need to cherish every sacred breath. Um, so we can discuss heart-centered practices with breathing through the heart. When the grief rises, place a hand over your heart and breathe deeply. With every breath, invite compassion and allow it to enter through the heart, not to erase the grief. Of course, that's not what it does at all, but to accompany the grief in a journey of transformation. Gratitude for what was left behind and loved behind is love, really. You know, we can write or speak about what you loved and still love it, name it, bless it, there is a tremendous amount of service that can be accomplished through sorrow. Um, and it's a channel. It channels your grief into action. You can volunteer, call someone lonely, write a letter and send it, which is a lost art. And pain becomes purpose when it serves others. And that is the secret of the whole thing. Grief is not the enemy. In fact, nothing is the enemy at all. It's the soul's gardener. And when we trust this process, and when we allow the storms and the seasons, what blooms can astonish us. So, what if your grief is not a wall, but a door? Thank you for being here today. My dear Boomer community is now open. And to get into that, you can click the link in the description below. Please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow.